Okay, Javier, here we are. I've got your work up here. Um, I don't see the actual clickable prototype, so or the click-through, so I guess we'll go straight to grading for that. But I do have the process book right up here. Let's go ahead and jump over to it. Okay, so I think that since this is an electronic publication, I'm not real sure 8.5 by 11 is the best page size. I would think that something that would fit into a window without having to scroll would be a little bit more appropriate. If you go ahead and take a look at the, oh gosh, you know what? I had to shut my computer down because I had a little mini crash a few minutes ago. So let me just go over here and open this. Okay, so this is the treehouse example. So I would recommend that you come in here and take a look at this and really go through it. Also, but right now, take a look at the page size. See how that page size fits uh, nicely into a window without having to scroll. So I wouldn't mind seeing a different page size, not quite as tall, maybe a little wider, not quite as tall. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So hang on one second. I've got to pull some things up. Hang on one second. Let's see. Okay, so page one, great logo. Good job, looks great. Yeah, very nicely done. Okay, so we jump over to designing a mobile app prototype, how to draw baby animals. Good introductory page, very nice. What I would do here is in this nice introductory page. By the way, I see a bunch of boxes. You've got all of your stuff in boxes. Subheads in boxes, paragraphs in boxes. I don't recommend that. I would rather have each of the elements on the page have a relationship with the page and with itself as opposed to being isolated and placed in boxes. I do not recommend that for your process book. So anyway, let's go ahead and you have designing a mobile app, how to draw baby animals, kind of like a nice little introduction page. But right here, I would say I would include a paragraph with your statement of intent here. So in other words, what are you trying to accomplish with this assignment? Then we jump over to what is the problem. So this is basically a definition of the problem page, but we don't have an app solution page. So what I would recommend here is adding a section to this page and maybe even extend this out to be 2 pages. So everything's not kind of all bunched together in little boxes. But so you have definition of the problem. So add a paragraph here of how the app solves the problem. Okay, and then over here we jump into, you went straight into your wireframe sketches. We're missing a couple of things. You need your functions and features page, you need your research findings, and you need your competitive comparison and comparative analysis. Here's your competition, here's your target audience. So we definitely need that app solution proposal, functions and features, and then your research findings. Okay, so let's jump into the competitors. So for the competitors, what I recommend, you've got 3 competitors here. So you've kind of grouped them all together. What I would do under here is I would give pros and cons of each competitor. When you give the pros and cons, try this. Try giving pros and cons for 3 different areas: functionality and features, visual design, and usability. And then also try to include a page, like a page from the app, just so we can get a good comparison. Okay, so that's competitive comparative analysis. Okay, then you jump into your target audience. Good job. Then you go right into your personas. And this is great. 7-year-old loves animals, drawer. Okay, excellent job. Excellent. I think the personas are great. And the best thing about the personas is you've got a child, you've got a mom, and then you got an older school teacher. So you're really giving 3 wonderful personas, highly diversified personas, and that illustrates that the app is usable by a wide swath of individuals located within your target market. Okay, so there's your personas, and then we jump over to your scenarios. Wonderful, very nicely done, beautiful. Okay, then we jump scenarios. So your storyboard. Now you've got your paper prototypes, but we need sketches of all the screens. Okay, then the sketches from all the screens will turn into your paper prototypes. I don't recommend using blue for the pages. I don't know. I mean, if you've already got your user testing done, but these are more of your pictures of your user testing, but we need sketches of all the screens. And then we need digital wireframes of all the screens. Okay, right now we stop here. So sketches of all the screens, digital wireframes of all the screens, make those look exactly like what the app is going to look like. Okay, make those pages look identical in your wireframes. Okay, then you're going to take photographs of your paper prototypes. You've got those right here. And then you're going to say a summary of tasks for your usability testing. And I want to take you over to this page, page 52 on this example here. And you'll see this is kind of like a script. So this is the summary of tasks for usability testing. So it's basically a script. It's a series of 6 questions that you ask every test subject, identical questions, and then record their answers. So we need that. Definitely, that's called a summary of tasks for usability testing. Then we need pictures. We need pictures of the actual test session. Okay, so we need, and then after the pictures of the test session, we also need a written analysis of that summarizes all of the testing, the results of the testing. Okay, so you want to show images of the testing and then give a complete written analysis detailing and summarizing the results of the testing. Okay, remember, digital mock-ups of all screens, not just a couple, but every screen. This is really important. This is an important page for any kind of stakeholder so that they can really make some. Suppose you want to show this to an investor, and the investor is going to want to see every single screen and really know what it looks like and get a good idea of the visual posture of the app itself. Okay, so then we would need a final click-through prototype. And I believe that is, yeah, we'll go straight to grading for that since that's not here. So what we need is a project summary. And then we need a bibliography, including all the research and images and sources. Okay, so you might have to read through, view through this video twice or 3 times to get all of the requirements for the missing elements, just to make sure that they're all in there for next week. Now, be sure to review next week's announcement. I'll post it on Sunday, maybe even Saturday, just so you can get a look at everything all of the requirements. It's basically going to look like this. And it's I'm going to leave this up here. Maybe you want to screenshot it real quick. So this is what's due this week. Okay. Now, like I said, next week I'm going to post a list of requirements for the process book, since the process book is due next week. And at this point, I will say we'll have to jump straight to grading for the user prototype, for the click-through prototype, since I don't see it here. Okay, all right, great. Any questions, comments? Nice job. I love the style. Your artistic style is really, really super interesting, and I think super relevant for this app. I think it's got the look and the feel of an app with a dual purpose, drawing and also kind of directed towards different user groups, being children learning how to draw and being adults using this to teach children how to draw. So good job. All right, any questions, comments, concerns, or if I can provide any clarifications whatsoever, please let me know. I'll be glad to do so. All right, thank you very much.